Good morning, guys. It is the 17th of June, so it is the morning after our most recent 54 Below show. As you see, it is a very gloomy morning. It was raining last night when I drove home. It's been raining all day. I slept very late, as I always do whenever it's raining. Something about it just keeps me going. And when I wake up, I think, oh, it's probably close to my normal time, maybe a little bit later, and it'll be invariably like an hour and a half or sometimes even 2 hours later. Does that happen to you? Okay, so I am putting together another vlog, obviously, because it's rainy and I don't want to be outside. So I've got clips just of stuff. So let me see, what is the first thing on here? I think this just goes back several days to me talking about how hard I've been working while I'm driving around in my car. It's been a while since I've videoed anything. Today's a rainy day, so I have spent the last 2 days solid labor. Yesterday was all about planting things, moving things in the garden in my backyard. By the way, sorry about the wiper, that awful wiper noise. You know, you can't hear it. The mic is right there, so it's much louder for the mic than it was for me. I didn't realize it, so I tried to lower it, tried to cut it out in places, so because I didn't want to lose all this footage, but sorry, I know it's annoying. I've been buying some stuff, and I've also been moving things, because you don't plan things out initially, you're going to make mistakes. I think even if you did plan it, you'd still make mistakes. Or just things should be moved, they don't like a certain area. So I moved a bunch of things, and I planted a bunch of things. And I haven't even started yet planting the things that I got from Bluestone Perennials from the gifts. I have to show you this picture. I'm kind of stunned. Anyway, I got gift certificates from you guys for Bluestone Perennials, which thank you so much. I got a total of like $550 worth of gift certificates to Bluestone Perennials for this garden. Oh, I went on the phone and talked to the horticulturist consultant, telling her I have some wet areas, and what would work well, and I wanted some flowering shrubs. Anyway, I got a lot of stuff. I've also been to Agway and Home Depot, and I have bought some things. And, the pots are pretty big, and on average like $25 for a fairly decent size, right? Well, I'm expecting like a delivery truck for all the stuff that I ordered. It came in 2 little boxes because all of the things are like, they're minuscule. I mean, I was just amazed. It's gonna take 2 years before you even see these shrubs in my garden. They better be good quality and really make it. I mean, it's gonna make planting quicker because I don't have to dig these huge holes, but wow, how do they get away with that? You can buy the same thing for the same amount of money at Agway, and the plant is like 3 times bigger. I don't get it. Anyway, here's the photo of all the stuff. It reminds me of back when I first bought 7 flowering pear, and then I bought 2 actual pear trees and 2 apple trees and 4 blueberry bushes. Again, expecting a truck to show up, and it all came in this one skinny little box, long skinny box, with all of the bare-rooted little trees. Anyway, they're all doing beautifully. Can you see that little thing? That's a shrub. I swear. The garden has actually come on quite a bit since these videos and photos were taken. Much more weeding and more blooming, and it's changed, it does change so dramatically in a short period of time, but it still looks fairly nice. For those of you who are not gardeners, sorry, this might be boring for you. Skip ahead. These are my thorn blackberry bushes, and they're covered in blackberries. Not the tall new spikes, but the ones from last year are just covered, so I'll be having blackberries soon. I went out one day to actually start some yard work, and I was, I don't know, looking around, cleaning things up, and I noticed the old wasp. I noticed the old wasp. That's actually hard to say for me. And that was built underneath the underhang of the part that comes out from our studio basement, our basement studio. Gosh, dyslexic this morning. And I thought, you know, okay, it's an old one, so I can knock it down. I didn't notice it before. How I didn't, I don't know, because it's pretty big. And I went up to knock it down, and all of a sudden a little bird flew out of it. It was a house sparrow, I think a native house sparrow, not the barn ones. Yeah, I thought, okay, you're clever enough to hide your nest in that. You go for it. So sure enough, not that long later, I heard little cheeps of the little babies. They're still in there. They're probably about to fledge now, but smart parrots. Seems to never fail that the day I decide to sit on my desk, I cannot talk today, to sit on my deck in the morning and have my coffee, which I haven't done that much yet this year, but it was beautiful, so I went out there. And of course, that's the same day that your neighbor's lawn company is going to be there. Good boy. Shadow. Watch, aren't you, bud? Yeah, you're keeping watch. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. I did that yesterday. For most of the day, until then we stopped and we went, a bunch of us went to Mission Impossible. It was really good. Intense. The fight scenes and drama scenes went on way too long. I don't know why. They're like, I think 3 times longer than they need to be. Makes me want to go back and watch all the originals all over again. And anyway, the day before yesterday, I spent the entire day on my tractor spreading stone dust because I'm redoing my riding myself. It is humid as pea soup out there. And even though it's this drinking this coffee is making me get very warm. Anyway, about the riding ring, not only am I just redoing the surface, I'm fixing the base, and I'm going to be adding new surface. I'm also redoing the whole drainage ditch along the long side, the upper long side, with my tractor. I know I'm crazy. I just think I had several people come in and look at it, you know, different companies, tell me, what do you think I need to do? And they all gave me these huge proposals. And I was like, oh, really? there was a drainage pipe and rock in there from years ago that my brother put in, but this is 20, almost 30 years ago now. And the ring was being drained onto the water coming down that hill, was coming onto my riding ring. And they were saying, yeah, you got to dig it all out, put new pipes. Someone say, no, don't put pipe, just put big rock. They all contradicted each other. And of course, all the price tags were like, what? So I just one day took down the railing that was there, the low railing, and then I just started digging out with my tractor. And once you know, no more water came in. I made a bank, because that was my thinking. I just need a bank and a swale behind it. It's worked perfectly ever since. Didn't spend a dime. Anyway, there's some photos of the very beginning of that process. I know, I'm crazy. This will be the second time in my life that I've done it. My brother did it originally, and then I redid it some time ago, and now I'm redoing it again. I'm just taking weeks and weeks to do it because I'm laying down new stone dust and I'm letting rain and time settle it rather than just try to put it all down, get it pitched right, roll it, and then just go from there. I'm not doing that. I'm not riding in it. I'm taking Max over to lessons at my trainer. For the non-horsey people who are maybe trying to figure out what the heck I'm trying to do here, I'm actually trying to get Max to canter slowly, but with his weight on his back legs more, because horses want to throw themselves onto their front legs and pull themselves around. We're trying to get him to lift his shoulders up, lift his back up, stay in his frame, but keep his back end driving under himself to take the weight there. And it's much harder for them, but it's a healthier way for them to carry a rider, which is really the basis of dressage, it's just to make the horse healthier, stronger.
That's not nice for about 10 strides.
No, that was, their transition came out great.
Fitter to do the things we're asking them to do. It's much safer for them over the long haul to protect their back. So doesn't look like anything, but yeah, he's actually working here, and that's why you hear him breathing the way that he is. He's actually physically working to keep his butt end under, take that weight on the hind leg.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jen, my dressage trainer says all the time, I'm not good at videoing. She's right.
Oh, tired boy, huh? Yeah. I think I'm more tired than you are. You're a good boy, though. Yes, you're a good boy.
Hot. I am hot. There's a nice little breeze. It's the best kind of workout, though. It really is a workout. Oh my god. My legs. Core. It's so good for all that. I'm working. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm almost working harder than he is, because
out of shape. He's out of shape too, but at least he's really learning.
Here we are, Max. We are hot and tired and sweaty, aren't we? You are a good boy, though. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. You are the best boy. You are the best boy, aren't you? Yes. What was that? What was that? What was that noise? What was that noise? So cute. Whoever thinks horseback riding isn't a sport has never tried dressage or anything like jumping or dressage or anything where you had to control a horse with your core and your legs. It's tiring. Oh my word, am I hot and thirsty. Thank God I brought some cold water. Is my face as red as it looks on this camera? Won't be surprised. But I literally got up, I fed the horses, I had coffee, I fed the dogs, and then I got on the tractor around 9:30, and I didn't get off it until about almost 8 o'clock at night. Except I came in once to have lunch, and that was it. All day long, I'm pulling the lever, scooping the loads, dumping them, dragging, pulling the lever. I had such a knot in this muscle right here. But you just get in the zone and you go. I've spent so many hours on that machine doing that. I mean, it's kind of fun. Maybe I'm stupid. And now, today I have a forced day of no physical labor, which is probably good. Alright, I'm on the way to the grocery store now. Buy chicken for my dogs. I don't keep too much on hand. I have to go frequently and buy more because they eat a lot. She's Shadow. Alright, shopping done. Now the sun has come out. Oh, well, it's too wet outside. I should force myself to take a break and not do any work. Right? I don't know why I dislike grocery shopping as much as I do, but I really do. It feels like just a waste of time. I know it's necessary, but waste of time. Maybe some of you eagle-eyed people out there, people who have always maybe admired my ring that I always wear, you might notice I'm not wearing, ooh, squirrel. Squirrel! There, I got across. Yeah, I'm not wearing it because the other day I was working on something and I didn't even do anything that rough. And I did something to that finger. It didn't really hurt that bad when I did it, but I felt something, and then all of a sudden it was like my finger was broken. I don't know if I temporarily dislocated my knuckle for a second or I don't know what I did, but my finger started to swell up. Just really big. And it was towards evening, and that ring is tight anyway. I've never taken it off. I never take it off. I live in it, basically. I haven't taken the thing off. And I took it off once to take it to a jeweler, and she straightened it because the silver on the inside part of the ring, because I wear it all the time. I don't get those side ranges. You can't see it, but anyway, it's worn so thin because I never take it off in all these 25 years. I wear it nonstop. That it bends when I work really hard with my hands with it on. It was bending the metal, so she made it round again. I took it off then. It's not easy to get off because it fits me really snugly now. My knuckles get a little bigger as you get older, I think, from doing everything. Anyway, yeah. So I got a little nervous. Jake even said, I think you gotta cut it off because your finger's swelling, and what if you go to bed and your finger keeps swelling? So I literally cut it off with a thin metal. It's so weird, but I have to get it fixed. I've been meaning to get it fixed anyway to reinforce the silver on the inside part and maybe just make it slightly bigger. But yeah, it's weird to have that ring on. Alright, switching topics here. We're going to talk a little bit about my favorite subject, Jake. He's got some stuff happening right now. One I can tell you about and one I can't. He, as you know, he has an album, a full album he put out. He's been putting out songs for a while now, and then did a full LP, and now he's working on the second one, which is almost finished, and he's been putting out some of the new songs from it, which are great. And he came and said he wanted to do a photo session on a horse in a field, riding into the sunset. Yeah, okay. Well, I knew what that meant. So we chose Eddie, of course, because, well, he's beautiful, but he's bigger. So better for Jake. Jake is 6'3". He's a big guy. So I spent about 2 hours giving Eddie a bath because, of course, he was filthy, muddy. And I wanted him to look nice for the photo session. Washing a horse is kind of like washing a car. It's a big thing. So I got him all ready and trailered him over to our, big open land areas where we have this beautiful fields. And Rose came to use my camera, and then Maddie couldn't be there. She does a lot of the photos for Jake with the same exact camera. They have the same one I do. So his friend Connor's fiance Brinkley, she came. Both of them came to help, and she's a pretty good photographer, so she used the other camera. And then I was snapping things on my phone as well as Connor. And we were all hoping to get it on the first day. We sort of went over there thinking, okay, we'll have 2 nights because you never know what's going to happen, get lucky. But we got really lucky with the weather and with the sunset. It was absolutely beautiful. So we got some really nice shots, so I'll show you those. So I rode Eddie from the horse trailer over to the fields, and he was pretty fresh, so I wanted to make sure that he would be calm for Jake. He needed a little bit of riding, because even at 19, he's a very sensitive horse, so I rode him. And Jake, he didn't want to have a helmet on for these photos, which I didn't like the idea of him being up on a horse without a helmet, but I did trust Eddie to be pretty good. It's being, he wants the grass.
Look down at Eddie.
I'm like school right now.
And these aren't even the ones from the camera. This is just the ones from my phone that I was snapping, here and there. I took a few. It just was really nice. Really beautiful sunset. So one more Jake thing is that he entered a contest. It was like a battle of the bands to see who would headline the regional stage at the Sleepy Hollow Music Festival, as you call it. They have the main stage and the regional stage. They're both set up, and then they alternate. One band plays here, then they switch over there, back and forth. They do like 45-minute sets. And Jake won this battle of the bands, even though he couldn't get his band together in time to do the thing. So he showed up with just a guitar player, and they won it. And I think he said the other bands that had full bands were a little bit peeved that he had won it, but he came with the full band, of course, for the show. And we went early because we wanted to also support Alex Kano, who is, I think I've had him in the vlogs. He's the kind of rocker that has a band and is a really good musician and has become friends with Jake. So we wanted to support him, and he played just prior to Jake. So what happened is we got there. It was me, Maddie, Jake's girlfriend, 2 of her college girlfriends, Maddie's mom and Maddie's aunt. And we stood out there, and as Alex started, a few minutes into his set, now the bandstand's covered, but a few minutes into his set, then the rain came sideways. And we got absolutely drenched, and it wasn't warm. It was also a cold wind blowing. You could have wrung my tennis shoes out. That's how wet we all got. It was crazy. And then, 2 hours later, basically, not quite 2 hours, but then the other stage played, and then band started for Jake. But he was dry because he'd been in the tent in the back. Yeah, it was quite a day. From probably, I don't know, 4 o'clock until we didn't leave there until quite late. It was a long day of being soaked and my clothes only partially dried out, so that is worth it. Jake had a blast, and we actually all did too, so.
To the shadows, there's no river to your fortune. It's a conviction to the motions. This is how you walk, this is how you talk, this is how you make it, babe, make it, babe. This is how you walk now, this is how you talk, this is how you make it till it feels like a man on fire. Burning sun, flames getting higher. Oh yeah, I can barely breathe. So I'm trying to get to me. I've been dreaming of fucking. Don't get me out of time. To fix my pride, oh, baby. Before my ego starts to drown. Yeah, I need a woman to fix my heart. Yeah, I want a brand new start. Brother, baby. I am headstrong, stubborn as the walls, but I'll still won't break down, fuse and fall. Sometimes I wonder if I'm really that strong. Is this a prison I built just that I feel alone? If I surrender and the sun gets low, and I hear you calling like a dog I know, I can be broken by the sweetest that I've ever known. Darling, this love is home.
All right, so moving on to the last thing with Jake, but I can't talk about. He is not home right now, and we'll be back now for some weeks. He flew away on a plane. Maddie and I went and dropped him off. Something exciting, which I hope I can talk about fairly soon. And fingers crossed it all goes really well. But here is a little clip of us dropping him off at the airport.
Inspección y podría ser destruido.
All right, I am back. Okay, so next segment here we're going to talk about is Pets Alive. I know you know I had the auction for the boots. Big truck over there. So we have the people who put the highest bid. I'm going to read these 3 names now, and what I'd like for each one of you to do, if you're still committed to your bid and you really want the boots, send me an email at metaphorlinda@gmail.com. metaphorlinda@gmail.com. I'll put it underneath. I think maybe you all know it anyway, but let me know if you really still want to do that, so then I can then, communicate with you and you can make your checks out to Pets Alive. And then I'll figure out which day we're gonna, I'm gonna go there. I'm not sure what to do as far as that day. I had a Pets Alive day years ago, where we had a group that came, but it was also at the time we were involved with Maureen Smith and what was the show? I was doing trail mix, and we had that whole engine behind us, and there was food put out and all that, and I think that was a lot to do with Maureen. I don't want to like plan a day and say everybody come and there'll be food and all this, because then we're just taking money that we would have given Pets Alive and have to spend it on food. So I'm not really sure yet what kind of a day I'm going to do. I might just want to go there and say, no, let's just pick a day, we're going to go and give them our donations, and then we can hang out. But it's not about food and trying to do that sort of a thing. I hope that sounds okay for all of you. It's really just make it about the animals and make it about talking and hanging out, and I'll figure that out. Anyway, I'm going to announce again the 3 winners. So for boots number Shadow has an opinion. Boot number 1, the winning bid is Sir Winslow, at Sir Winslow. I don't think I know what your name is, so Sir Winslow, please email me. Boot number 2 is Roberta, at Roberta. I don't need to read the email. You know what it is. Anyway, Roberta, thank you. And number 3 is Jillian. Shadow. Again, thank you. So please, all 3 of you, email me, confirm this is still what you want to do. And if you send me your checks made out to Pets Alive, then I will, as soon as I get those checks, I will put the boots in the mail to you. I will cover the cost of the postage for you. And you'll get your boots, okay? So really, thank you so much. And in the process of looking for other photos for something, I came across some of the original photos, or the photos from the original Pets Alive Day that we did, and I think some of you are going to recognize yourself in there. And this is also back when I was blonde. I'm blonde again now, aren't I? I think so. All right, the day is moving on, and I've got to go outside and do some chores now that it's quit raining. And I see my horses looking at me, so they're out of hay. But I have one last thing to put in, which is just some clips from the other night, last night, at 54 Below. It was, again, another wonderful evening. And I have to be really honest, it's been a while since I've done a show because of taking time. I told my agent not to book me because I was going to have jury duty, which I managed to skate out of. They didn't need us. We had to keep calling in, and we ended up not having to go in. But I left that time frame open. So I went quite a long time without doing a show, and it always makes me feel weird when I do that. I just feel like I've forgotten how to be a performer. But then once I get up there and I do a show again, I realize, wow, I need this, I feel happier somewhere deep in my soul. The audience is giving me back some, obviously, food that my soul needs. So I don't know what that says about me, but thank you very much for that. But also being completely honest, in the days leading up to the show, there's so much going on in the world right now that is heavy, and I'm a combination of a worrier. I'm a terrible worrier. And I'm also very empathetic to the point where it's uncomfortable at times. So, and when I sing, my emotions are not something I've learned. They're very much, have always been connected to my singing. It's me, I am feeling what I'm feeling. And so if I'm emotional, it's very difficult to sing. And I didn't really feel like singing. I think birds sing when they're happy. I know they sing for other reasons sometimes too, but they sing when they're happy. I've had birds, I know this. And this bird has not been that happy lately with everything going on in the world. And a lot of it's been hitting very, very close to home for me, because several weeks ago there was a school shooting in Austria, which is, as you know, where my father was from. All my relatives on that side of the family are there, and they all live about, I would think it's about 30 minutes from where that actually happened. Very rare for that to happen over there, and all of a sudden that came across. And then some weeks ago I also saw there was an FBI searching for a suspected murder victim in a landfill that was literally a couple minutes from where I had my first horse farm in Minnesota that I had before I moved out here. I'm talking minutes away. That hit home. And then, of course, we all know what's happened in Minnesota, which is where I'm from. You know, we're so unfortunately dumbed down by television and movies. We're so used to watching stuff on a screen and just having it be divorced from ourselves, especially when it's in towns or cities or states that we don't live in. But when it suddenly hits really that close to home, it just kind of wakes you up to the reality that it is us, it is where we live, no matter where it is in the country. So, and now, of course, in the whole world, what is going on, it goes way beyond Minnesota. What is happening in the Middle East. So, sorry for this, little bit of talk here. I know there's people out there don't want to hear me say anything about any of this. And it's just difficult sometimes because I'm human. I'm just human, and I'm a worrier, and I'm worried. So I just want to thank everybody that came last night to share some music and some emotion. And yes, I got very emotional at the end, as I knew I would. You all know Linda's the crybaby, but you helped me out at the very end of the night, and for that I am so grateful. So anyway, thanks for always being there. I hope you enjoy these vlogs. I hope you enjoy this latest one, and I will see you around in the next one. Dave, I haven't made a vlog in a while. Can you help me out?
Yeah, blog. Bloggity blog. Wah, wah. How's that?
That was the best. That's the best joke I've ever heard you tell. And
Really?
you've told many over the years.
Oh my God.
Right?
Hi, how are you?
Now see, there,
It's Monday, it's
a
a
true
new
born
week.
entertainer.
Back at 54 below. I mean, it's like as if we never said goodbye, which is not on the show tonight.
No, I'm
by the way.
taking it out,
No,
that's
it's
right.
Yeah, it's different things, but glad to be back. Here we go again.
See? Was that so hard?
That's how it's done, right?
That's right. Just pretend to be not good.
And how about you? What do you got for me?
I'm glad to be back. I'll tell you that much.
You're glad to be back?
Glad to be back.
Yes. Have you been
Working-
barbecuing?
A little bit of barbecue. Yeah. Glad to be back working with my favorite singer, Linda. And I don't just have to say that. But I have to.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I love it. I am glad.
Lying through your teeth. No.
What's that?
You're lying through your teeth.
No, I'm not. I'm happy. I got a new haircut.
Yeah, I was going to say. Short.
It's short.
Nice for the summer.
It is. Summer haircut.
If I were brave, I would do the same thing. Some days, I'm telling you, I'm so tempted.
Yeah, I believe it. Of course.
But then I think I look terrible as I'm singing. I can't. What do you think? Should I cut all my hair off?
No, that's beautiful.
Your hair looks terrific.
Oh, thank you.
Really nice.
Alright guys, you all know where I am. If you watch the vlogs, this is probably familiar surroundings to you. This is the dressing room at 54 Below. It is the 16th of June. And I haven't had a show. I haven't done a show in a while, so it feels really weird. I mean, it feels good, but it feels weird. I hope I don't forget some stupid thing, something I do all the time. Some lyric I sing all the time and just make a dumb mistake. We just had a little rehearsal. Yeah. I am nervous about that. So now I've had all this time off. And it does feel odd. It always does after time away, so hopefully go well.
And now, please welcome to the stage, Linda Eder!
On my way, my son. Here's how the comedy ends. I'll have to deny myself love and laughter and friends. Gray clouds in the sky above. I poured lots on my fun. I try to fly vacation. It wasn't really meant to be a vacation, but they were after me for jury duty. And I kept putting it off, and then finally, they just kept on me, so finally I said, okay, so just don't book out, starting April 24th, then I will tell my agent, don't book me for a while, and then you can, come for me then. Which they did during that time, but I called in like 6 times, and I got off. Actually, I wouldn't mind it. It could be fascinating, I think. Yeah, putting on vacation. Oh, no. No, I think it would, actually.
Yeah, I did it last year.
I will do it. You did it last year?
I did it last
You
year.
did your civil duty.
I did it. If anybody wants to know anything about mesothelioma.
Well, thank you for being here. It always is fun to come back, and it's always fun to look out and see so many faces that I know, and usually in the front row. You're always in the front row. You just like those spit-on-me seats. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd I know you're all seeing me as him now, aren't you?
Tonight is blue, the currency is plummeting down in Peru, and it won't come back till you come back to me. The world's gone round since we have parted, and Mother Nature doesn't like what she can see. She's feeling sad and broken hearted. She's really feeling better when you come back to me. Tonight all the winners learn how to lose. Even Tchaikovsky was playing the blues. On the board the sky makes the wind blow me 103. The beggars are saying the love is not saying. The poets are striking but not for the pain. They won't right till you come back to me. It's clear to see we were mistaken. Shakespeare himself could not create such tragedy. Don't you agree? First steps must be taken, but we can't fix this mess when you come back to me. Tonight every song is a bit of a tune, another touch on the first of the moon. You have to admit it, you're not too soon, so we're in harmony. Harmony matters, we never can learn. But the last of the chance and the won't come back till you come back to me. No one here to guide you. Now you're on your own. Only me beside you. Still you're not alone. No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone. Sometimes people live halfway through the world. Others may deceive you. You decide what's good. You decide alone. But no one is alone. People make mistakes, fathers, mothers. People make mistakes, holding to their own, thinking they're alone. Honor their mistakes, everybody makes one another's terrible mistakes. Witches can be right, giants can be good. You decide what's right. You decide what's good. Just remember, on your side. Someone else is enough. While we're seeing our side, maybe we forgot they are not alone. 'Cause no one is alone. Hard to see the light now. Just don't let it go. Things will come out right now. We can make it so. Someone is on your side. No one is alone. Anyone heard my voice? From the start we have no choice. Our journeys just begin. I'll never know if I was right. Did I fight hard enough? When the battles grew too rough, should I have given in? But here I stand and swear to you, I did the best that I could do. I know my voice was just a whisper, but someone may have heard. There were nights the moon above me stirred and let me grab a hold. My hands are touched with gold. My heart's been driven by extremes, but I'm free.